Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on One Day, OneDoane, a day we celebrate Doane by giving support to the life-changing education that Doane provides. I'm Ann Hageman, the Interim Alumni Director. Today, I'm here with a Doane staff member, Franzen Begay. She's the Associate Director for the College to Career Center. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
I wonder if you would tell everyone what brought you to Doane.
Sure. Well, I came to Doane as a student in the early 90s. Cody Vance was my admission counselor. Coach Meyer was my volleyball coach. And I came to Doane knowing that I wanted a smaller school and one where I could continue the community atmosphere that I had in my own high school. I wanted to continue in athletics. That was important to me. And I wanted to be involved in different ways on campus. And so once my mom and I visited campus that day, I fell in love with it and knew that day that that's where I wanted to attend school.
Thank you. Do you have a special Doane memory that you'd like to share with us?
I have a lot of memories. As I mentioned, I played volleyball. So just looking back at everyday practices, traveling to games, playing in the national tournament. Those are things that as I get older, I really appreciate that experience that I had. I was also a member of Greek life here at Doane. I was a Phi Sig, and I'm currently the Phi Sig sponsor here on campus. And I continue to see how those connections that are built through Greek life continue. And there's many people like me who have those same friendships decades after they leave Doane. And so it's fun to experience it from my personal end, but to see these younger Greek members of the Doane community as they're starting those relationships that I hope that they have for decades to come too.
Great, thank you. Since you are a staff member that works with students as they look for their career choices, do you want to talk about successes that you've seen with a student?
Sure, yeah. Definitely. So the one that comes to mind is we're just getting ready to host our pre-health boot camp on campus next week. It looks a little different this year, but the idea is that we bring students in and let them focus on the goal setting and the preparation and the planning that it takes to get into a professional program in the healthcare area like med school, PA school, PT school. Those arenas are all really competitive. And so it's really exciting to work with a student, maybe as early as their freshman or sophomore year, and see them grow those experiences and get experience outside of the classroom, go through the application process, asking professors for letters of recommendation, hearing if they were selected for an interview, and then ultimately when they find out that they've been accepted to that program. And so it's really exciting when you can see students reap the benefits of all that hard work that they put in into something that is a huge accomplishment. And so I've really enjoyed specifically working in that area and getting to learn more about all that it takes for students to be successful in that process.
Thank you. What inspires you to support Doane on days like One Day, OneDoane?
You know, Doane has been an important and valued member of the Crete community for a very long time. And I feel like I have a benefit of both being an employee of Doane, an alum of Doane, but also a member of the Crete community and a business owner in the Crete community. And I'm just thankful from both of those roles, how the interaction is between the community and the Doane campus. And so I think that Doane is very lucky to have Crete, and Crete is very lucky to have Doane. And one of the ways that we continue to have such a wonderful campus with great facilities, great people that work here, is through opportunities like this to give back to the university.
Thank you. And then maybe you'd like to talk a little bit about other work that's being done at Doane that's important to the college and the community.
You know, one of the things that I've noticed right now, I'm at the age where my friends that I went to Doane with are starting to send their children to Doane. And so, especially during this time of COVID, I really appreciate that the university has worked really hard on taking measures and putting in methods that help us all stay safe, but that are allowing activities to still continue, such as in-person classes, athletics, those types of things. It's a big transition to college, and to be a first year student during a pandemic has got to be some added stress. And so I just appreciate that right now during this time, the university is really taking all those things into consideration and really putting students at the forefront. It's got to be challenging to be a college student right now, but I really, the students that I meet with are always very appreciative. They understand that they're overcoming some big hurdles by going to college during a pandemic. And I hope that as we move through this, that it only heightens maybe the connections that they're able to build and the relationships that they've been able to form during these challenging times.
Great, thank you. And then I'm just going to ask you if there's anything else that you'd like to share about Doane.
I would encourage everyone to consider participating in the 24 hours of giving on February 17th. Doane University has been a wonderful place for me to go to school and to work. And so I encourage you to show your thanks to the university by participating.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for being here.